All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So obviously I have to comment on this Tony Kelly racism accusation after he said those things in the corner about dirty Brazilians that are cheating. That's his words, And so there's been a bunch of backlash, although I don't really know if the backlash is real or if this is just a bunch of writers who are saying there's a bunch of backlash. I don't know. I don't frequent Twitter enough to know if fighters and people in the community are actually mad or if this is mostly journalists. But nonetheless, I'm going to comment on it myself. Because that's what I do. But if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Watch this. I am going to have a take where no one should be mad at me. Either way, because I'm just going to talk in generalities about the MMA kind of landscape and when you're a fighter, kind of what your success metric is, right? There's a simple success metric as it relates to your career, but then you have to balance that up against other things. And then it's just a matter of what's important to you and whatever. Now, just right out of the gate, to just address the elephant in the room about whether or not I think this is a racist comment, I don't really know because I don't know how he meant it. He said, dirty Brazilians, they're going to play dirty. Now, what he's saying, I don't think he's calling Brazilians dirty. I don't think he's saying like physically dirty. I think he was saying they fight dirty, right? I mean, I assume that that's what he was saying. He's saying that they fight dirty. Now, I'm in no position to say one way or the other whether per capita there are more Brazilians doing dirty stuff in fights. I seem to remember quite a few eye pokes coming from people who are definitely not from Brazil. Definitely not from Brazil. So fighting dirty certainly does not seem to be something that is unique to any racial group or country that people hail from, So I don't think it's a very well-placed comment in terms of the evidence at hand. There are dirty-ass fighters all over the place, Dirty-ass fighters all over the place. And if you really think about it, yeah, I'm trying to even think of a Brazilian fighter who's known for fighting dirty in the UFC, and I'm actually kind of drawing a blank. And I'm missing a bunch of people. But what my point is all that matters is what he meant by it. Here's the other thing. Did I know who Tony Kelly was yesterday? Nope. Do I know who he is today? Yep. So is that a good thing for his career or a bad thing for his career? Good thing, Now, is having the entire country of Brazil wanting to fuck you up a good thing for your career or a bad thing for your career? Good thing. Correct. Launching pad for Colby, remember? Now, is it a good thing for your overall physical safety? Probably not. Does it make things uncomfortable around the fighter hotel? Probably. If I remember, Colby really did not enjoy a level of safety that most other MMA fighters enjoy. Fabricio Verdum threw a fucking boomerang at him. And I know Colby is a tough fucking guy. If I'm hanging out with Colby, I'm like, Jesus. If Colby, if this guy wanted to, he could really fuck me up, huh? Well, who do you think is scarier? To who? So Colby to me or Fabricio Verdum to Colby? Fabricio Verdum is equally scary to Colby as Colby is to me. And I'd be pretty fucking scared of Colby if I knew we had to fight, And he threw a goddamn boomerang at him. So, there are certainly downsides to insulting an entire country of, trained killers, for sure. So Tony Kelly will get a career boost from this for sure. And if he ends up fighting a Brazilian, which he inevitably will, because the UFC knows what they're doing. Because if I'd put him against a Brazilian in his next fight, guarantee UFC will as well. And let's say he wins and then he doubles down on it. That would be, again, probably smart for his career. Maybe not the most ethical decision, but it just depends on what metrics are important to him. You know what I mean? So again, anything that gets your name in the papers is good for your career. But again, not necessarily great for your safety. So there is no right answer here because maybe it was racist and maybe it wasn't. He's saying it's cancel culture. And I am certainly not suggesting that we cancel this guy. I'm saying that his profile grew and he's probably going to get better fights now as a result of it because anything you do that builds your profile helps the UFC promote your fights, which is the only thing they care about. Okay? It's literally the only thing they care about. And you want to know how you know that? Because leading into the Conor and Khabib fight, they showed the clip of Conor throwing a bus or a dolly through the bus 1,000 times. That was an incident where Conor injured 2 fighters and took them off the card they were on. Okay? He injured 2 fighters. He got that there. They were removed from that fight card because of Conor. Okay? Try to imagine if that was any other fighter. And yet, not only did they allow Conor to stay and book the exact fight he was after, they used the footage from the incident over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So they can say whatever they want. But there's only one thing that matters in the fight business, and that's how many people want to watch you fight. So, this guy just did himself a favor. It's exactly what I talked about in the Sean Strickland video the other day when he was talking about Khabib and his wife, where I was like, whoa. Now that is pretty over the top, my friend. And again, I wouldn't talk about what he said over in the other video. I'm not going to say it in this video. But again, you got to just balance. You're like, how bad do I want this juice online? You know, is the juice worth the squeeze? Now, Strickland, who I assume had some people that are buddies of his that are, you know, that are Muslim. Now they're all like, oh, yeah, no, now you done been disrespectful. So I don't know. Maybe it's worth it to him. Or maybe they're such good friends that they're like, Sean, you shouldn't have said that. I don't care anymore, though. Who knows? But anyway, so Tony can live in the bed that he made, which might be better now or might be worse, depending on what kind of bed you want. Anyway, that's what I got. So, peace.